Shalom. Shalom. Shabbat Wabram. You're back with another lesson on what it be edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wahab, Rakakwadash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, bishops, of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 men of the Lord you see on the highways and byways prophesying in the name and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Also in the correct doctrine. I want to give a shalom to the 1/3 men, women, and children that will escape the judgment of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai by their faith. Just got another lesson I want to bring out through the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. What is white culture? And this is a lesson that you can go in thousands of different directions about white culture. From the violence, from the true wickedness, robbery, murder, the bloodthirsty. I mean, the list goes on and on. But I'm gonna let you hear how Esau even looks at white culture.
Is white culture?
White what? Culture? I don't even know. I don't know if there is a white culture.
What is white culture?
Well, that might go back to white privilege then, if you're looking deeper. But white culture?
People say, like, when people are defending black culture, they go, oh, what about white culture? But white culture is nothing. We have Irish pride, and we have Italian pride, and black culture is made up because African culture was lost.
Oh gosh. What is white culture? Oh wait, white culture is taking everybody else's stuff.
Yes, that's white culture. That's white culture.
Oh man.
White culture?
Yeah, I couldn't answer that.
Colonizer. That's he summed it up by just telling you the colonizers, man. And they went through the whole earth and colonized every land, man. Matter of fact, let me hit this scripture real quick because this fits this video perfectly. This is Esau, man. His culture is taking other people's land, resources, and shit. I mean, you can name it, man. The list goes on and on. Like I said, this lesson can go in 1,000 different directions. But I've just hit a couple scriptures that came to the top of my head that shows you that Esau is the devil the Bible speaks of. This is Habakkuk 2 and verse 5. It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. And that's also Edomite culture. Proud. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, he who enlargeth his desires as hail, and is as death. See, everything, violence, death, destruction comes from Esau. It says, and cannot be satisfied. See, he loves blood, man. He's a bloodthirsty person, man. All the gory movies, the horror movies, the vampire movies, this is how he thinks, man. It says, he cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people, man. He is a colonizer, man. Let's look at the word of colonizer real quick. And I looked up white culture, and it goes back to this modern day. Matter of fact, here you go, right here. A modern day American colonizer is a person, nation, or state that takes control of a territory, people, or area outside its own borders. And that's what he's done to this very day, man. Often by force. That's plain, man. He is a natural colonizer, man. It's a spirit that he's been in from the beginning. And sends settlers to live there. Exploit resources. See, he exploits resources and establishes political or economic dominance. And that's what he's done, man. That's why you're using a so-called, not so-called, but you're using a white man, you're using a money with a so-called white man on the front of it, man, a Edomite. He's a natural colonizer, man. Now check this out, man.
When you understand that Iran is one of the only real independent countries in this region, and not a creation of the British or the French, you will really understand what this conflict is all about. So let's start and examine all the countries around Iran. Let's start with Iraq. 1920, Britain merges 3 Ottoman provinces into one country, Sunni, Shia, and Kurds. These people have never been governed together before. Syria, 1920, France crushes an independent Arab kingdom, carves it out into small pieces, and then tries to stitch it back together. Lebanon, 1920, France expands a small Christian area into Greater Lebanon, putting together Sunni, Shiite, Druze, and Christian population into one fragile power-sharing system, a power-sharing system that is the cause of most of Lebanese problems today. Jordan was actually created out of thin air. 1921, Britain invents the kingdom from an empty desert as a consolation prize for a prince who just lost Syria. Kuwait, 1899. What happened in Kuwait? British gives Kuwait, or the Kuwait Sheikhdom, a stamp of approval to block German and Ottoman railway ambitions. UAE, 1971. 7 separate pirate coastal sheikdoms merge into one federation, only when the British finally leave the Gulf. Yemen, 1990. 1,000-year-old northern kingdom forcibly unifies with the British South, the British port colony of Aden. Saudi Arabia, 1932. A British-backed dynasty conquers the whole peninsula with London's guns and gold behind it. You get it. These facts matter. So there you have it. Iran is surrounded by empire. Iran is surrounded by countries that were basically created by the British and the French, were created by the empire. No wonder all these countries host American bases and NATO bases. Perhaps now you know what Iran is fighting for. Iran is fighting for freedom. Iran is fighting empire. Iran is fighting the Epstein class. Iran is fighting colonialism.
And Iran is fighting the Edomites, just to sum it all up. Because these nations, he showed you all of them was made up. It was all colonized, man, and created by Esau. This goes to show you that Esau is the end of the world, man. He is in control. He is ruling the whole entire globe, man. They create borders. They create countries. They create money out of thin air, man. They also create religion because they didn't have them, man.
The guy that basically made up the rapture is also the original Christian Zionist. His name is John Nelson Darby, and this is a photograph we have of him because he did this in the 1830s. The rapture is not something that was in the Bible. It came out of this guy's mind. He founded a branch of Christianity called dispensationalism, and he preached about a pre-tribulation rapture where all the good Christians would get snapped up. And in order for that to happen, the Jews needed to be in Israel in order to facilitate his end times prophecies. So he basically came up with the concept of Christian Zionism as a side effect of his rapture nonsense. And gave the Jewish Zionists necessary allies in their fight to steal Palestine. There are very few people in history that have caused more problems than this man. All that crazy shit that evangelicals talk about, fucking the end of the world, and then allying with Israel, and then basically giving Palestine to the Israelis. You can thank this guy. And like very few people know this guy's name. I don't know why, but John Nelson Darby, that's him. He sucks.
So he created a end time scenario that people will be raptured, and they still teach us in their church this very day, man, that you're gonna be raptured and you're not gonna experience any of the judgment of the Lord. You're going to be taken away. And that's all a lie, man. And that's why we teaching this, teaching this word daily, man, to, teach our people to understand, man, you're not going to escape the judgments of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua unless you are part of the elect. And the Lord has to truly bless you to be a part of that number. As we fighting through the, had this fight of faith constantly, man, trying to be a part of that number, man. But he also created Baptists. He created a Methodist, Seventh-day Adventists. What else? There's so many of them. Just the ones that's popular. Jehovah's Witness. All these religions he created, man. Those religions have absolutely nothing to do with the scriptures, man. Now Esau has started, this global takeover for many, many years, man. And we seeing that what we've been taught through the Spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is coming to pass, man. Everything we've been taught, we're seeing prophecy come off the page, man. It's not hidden anymore. It's only hidden to those that's not seeking the Lord, man. Because they don't have a clue what the Lord is doing through the Spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. Now check this out, man. He has raped, robbed, and murdered every nation on the globe, man.
We've set out to overthrow functioning constitutional democracies in over 20 countries. We manipulated elections in dozens of countries. We created standing armies and directed them to fight. We went after ethnic minorities to encourage them to revolt. The first thing we did in Nicaragua was to go to the Mosquito Indians, who had never gotten along with the other people in Nicaragua very well, and give them more money than they had seen in the entirety of history, and arms and training and rationales and sanctuaries in Honduras, and sent them into Nicaragua to attack, fight, pillage. And this has been a technique the CIA has used in Nicaragua, in Thailand, in Vietnam, in Laos, in the Congo, in Iran, Iraq with the Kurds, in different parts of the world. We created, trained, and funded death squads like the Treasury Police in El Salvador that are responsible for as many as 70,000 people, according to the count of the Catholic Church. And we've assassinated world leaders. You can never be sure how many people are killed in the jungles of Laos or the hills of Nicaragua, but adding them up as best we can, we come up with a figure of 6 million people killed, minimum figure. It has to be more than that. 1 million in the Korean War, 2 million in the Vietnam War, 800,000 in Indonesia, a couple of million in Cambodia, 20,000 in Angola, the operation I was part of, 22,000 in Nicaragua. For other reasons, we don't do these things in England, France, Sweden, Norway, Belgium, Switzerland, etc. These things are all done in countries of the third world where the governments don't have the power to force the United States to stop destabilizing the country and brutalizing their people.
And like I said, that's a 2-minute video, and it summed up the Edomite culture, man. It summed it up, man. They killed millions of people. Bloodshed has been in his MO for many, many years, man. And they have no remorse. They're not remorseful. They're not saying, well, I feel sorry for what I've done, but they continue to do it, man. And now the nations are standing up to Esau Edom. Because this is basically what Iran is doing. They're standing up to them so they won't murder their people and take over their country and divide it. So you can't say that it's some good Edomites or it's some good so-called white people, man. The Lord judges as a nation. So as we was judged, the blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans was judged as a nation, Esau will be judged as a nation as well, man. Because he's ran rampant around the globe, man. He's killed leaders. He's killed populations of people, man. Blood is soaked in his hands, man. He can't wash it off. So he will have to be judged, man, and pay for the crimes that he's committed against every nation on the earth, man.
Our food is the top driver of disease, disability, and death in the United States. Let me just say that again. Our food is the top driver of disease, disability, and death in the United States. Each week, our food kills 10,000 Americans. Each week causes 1,500 new cases of cancer and causes 16,000 new cases of diabetes. Each year, The resulting healthcare costs and lost productivity drain $1.5 trillion from the economy. We can no longer sit idly by while our health and our treasure and that of our children are stolen. Americans demand and deserve action. As a cardiologist who studied food, health, and policy for my entire career, I'm deeply gratified by the actions the FDA is announcing today. I've studied ultra-processed food for years, published more than 650 scientific papers, and just written a book on these topics. These two policies, defining ultra-processed food and closing the GRAS loophole, rank among the FDA's most consequential food and nutrition actions in 50 years.
So who is in control of the food, man? The farms. Esau is, man. And they tell you right there, everything you eat is pretty much killing you. From your sodas, your Coke, your soda. I said it's always Coke, sodas, and Coke. Some parts of the country call it a soda. Some part, I know in the South they call it a soda. I think out west they call it a pop. But tater chips, chicken nuggets, fish sticks, all this is ultra processed food, man. It's destroying you. You get no nutrients out of the food you eat. And Esau is in control of that. Even like the meats. They had 30,000 pounds of beef that was recalled. You got this explosive diarrhea that shit, all the damn lettuce and shit that you eat has this parasite in it. This is Esau's culture, man. Death and destruction, man. His aim is to destroy you, man. That's why you have pharmaceutical companies that make billions and billions of dollars every year with no cure to no disease that you have, man. There's no cure to high blood pressure, no cure to diabetes, cancers. There's no cure to that, man. But this is his MO, man. This is what he does in the earth. And no one is going to feel sorry for when Esau goes down, man. Now check this out, man.
This is me asking my family when the last time they showered was.
Months ago.
I don't know.
You don't know? If you had to have like a guess.
2 months ago.
You don't know? Estimate.
It ain't no 3 months, man. About 3 to 4 months. No.
What?
4 months.
Okay.
Whenever Poppy did 4 months ago.
Okay.
You know, I really hope y'all playing. But if y'all not, it gotta be all type of shit growing out y'all ass. I know when this video stopped, y'all was scratching up a storm. Y'all some nasty motherfuckers.
So this is Esau's culture, man. Not taking showers for 4 or 5 months, man. Now we know, well, you should know, if you look into any type of history, when the Israelites, the Moors, ruled in Europe, they taught Esau how to clean himself, man, how to bathe, how to eat with a fork and a spoon, how to comb his hair. So these are the Edomites, man. We don't say that just because you don't like white folks, you don't like white people. No, man, they are the biblical Edomites, man, and this is what we've come to know now through the scriptures and through history. We know who the Edomites are, man. As we claim to be the Israelites through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we're telling you through the Spirit that they are the Edomites. Now, I looked up, it says comparing white culture and black culture usually refers to a social norms, histories, and traditions of white and black Americans in the United States. Black culture is a distinct, unified identity forged from a shared history and heritage, while white culture generally aligns with mainstream American norms or specific European ethnic backgrounds rather than a single racial category. So they don't have any culture, man. Now you can go through this. I'm just gonna hit a couple of different things according to a so-called black culture. It says shared heritage formed collectively by people of African descent who built a resilient, unified culture despite the loss of specific ancestral records during slavery. And we don't have any records of, us being the Israelites. We came from, what this country, we came from Benin, Africa, or, in the west coast of Africa. It says language and expression. It says features distinct traditions like African American vertical English. I know I butchered that. What's this? Okay, I have to look that up real quick.
Vernacular.
Vernacular. And we have a different language. We can speak slang. We bring slang. Northern tribe, they speak Spanish. They speak French. So all these things, we have a rich culture, man. It says rich oral traditions. We coming back to the speaking Hebrew, and we have stories passed down from us. That's how the scriptures was passed down. It says an expressive emotional communicating styles. As you meet somebody in the hood, you don't. This is just a universal language for so-called black person. You know what I'm saying? What's up, man? How you doing, partner? The list goes on and on. I ain't gonna go through all of it. It says arts and musical. And that goes to show you that we are ahead, light years ahead of any culture on the globe, man. It says creative fundamental global genres, including jazz, blues, gospel, R&B, and hip hop, alongside unique let me see.
Culinary.
Salakia. I just looked it up the other day. Alongside culinary traditions like soul food, and you got Mexican food. You got the so-called west coast of Africa, where they got all those different traditional dishes. That's pretty much the same name as Mexican food. Or you got what's that? You got all the Latin tribes. They have all different type of, but it all goes back to the west coast of Africa. But we also created rock and roll, country music. They don't have that listed, man. And right here, community and faith, the black church and extending kingship networks have historically served as central pillars for social support, resilient, and civil rights advocate. So we have a rich culture, man. And you look at the white culture, mainstream norms, ethnic and regional diversity, individualism. And you can read through that, man. So it shows you, man, that we have a culture and Esau doesn't. And he won't admit to it, but it's the truth. Let's hit a couple scriptures, man, and I'll end it. This is Genesis 27. And drop down to verse 41. This is Genesis 27:41. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And that's the reason why Esau is lashing out on everyone, man. Because he hates especially against the Jakes, against the Israelites, man. Because he despised his forefather for giving up his blessing, man. And that blessing belongs to the children of Israel, man. It says, and Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. And this is why he continues to put Jake to death in the streets, man. Because he despised the blessing that we received. It says, in these words of Esau, her elder son were told to Rebekah, and she sent and called Jacob her younger son, and said unto him, behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doeth comfort himself, proposing to kill thee. And this is what Esau has done, man. Desired to kill the children of Israel, man. And that's why he continues to, put you to death in these all these different hangings that have been happening in Mississippi, man. But Jake been getting put to death constantly here, man. But you can just see recent things that he's done, man. And that's that spirit that's in him. He has a spirit to hate Jake. And that's what we telling you, man. It don't matter if they, smile in your face, they, pat you on the back, you're doing a good job. They despise you, man, because they know that we have what they desire to have, man. And that's Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua and the blessings that we have received from our power, man. This is Malachi 1 and verse 4. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus say Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. And this is Esau, man. This is his culture. He is the border of wickedness. Everything wicked stems from him, man. And the people against whom Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua had indignation forever, man. So the Lord hates this man, man. He said the Lord has indignation forever, man. Righteous hatred towards Esau Edom, the so-called white man. This is Malachi 4, 1 and verse 4 in the NLT. It says, Esau descendants in Edom may say, we have been scattered. So let me slow down. But we will rebuild the ruins. But Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua of Haman's army replies, they may try to rebuild, but I will demolish them again. Their country will be known as the land of wickedness. And this is where we at now. Man, we're in Babylon the Great. I just showed you 2-3 videos showing you that everything that's wicked stems from him, man. From the food. Man, now they even putting poison in toilet paper, man. Your air, water. I mean, just a bottle of water is wicked in itself, man. These sodas, man, it's all full of microplastics, man. Verse 4, in the verse 4, it says, their country will be known as the land of wickedness, and their people will be called the people with whom Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is forever angry. See, forever angry. So the Lord is forever angry with this guy, man. It says, when you see the destruction of yourselves, you will say, truly Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, greatness reaches far beyond Israel's border, man. So Esau is going to be destroyed for the wickedness that he's done, man. He's not going to get out of it. He's not going to say, well, the Lord, well, I just did this because I didn't know what else to do. He's not going to have that excuse, man. This is Obadiah 1 in verse 4. It says, though thou hast, let me slow down. It says, though thou exaltest thyself as the eagle, though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen until they have enough? If grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? And it showed you that Esau has stole, man, raped, robbed, and murdered everyone, man. Stole everyone's resources, man. Let me get another video for you real quick, man. How they went and pretty much conquered Venezuela in real time. And they haven't showed them none of the fruits of their labor, man. They don't know where the money went. Let me see if I can find that video real quick, man. But this is crazy, man. They went and took those people resources, and now they're pretty much not giving them any benefit for their resources, man. Is this it? Now, this is the water crisis in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico is going through a water crisis as parts of the U.S. territory face a severe drought. The government has started to ration water on a rotating basis for 48 hours at a time, impacting more than 180,000 households. Families are now forced to rely on water trucks or tanks provided in several cities, including San Juan. The government says it is prioritizing hospitals and elderly residents. Governor Jennifer Gonzalez says she does not know when the rationing will end. She had already deployed the National Guard to help distribute water. Many residents were already enduring months of water shortages, not only because of the lack of rain, but because of aging infrastructure. The government has acknowledged there's been a lack of investment and maintenance, and federal funding from Washington has often been delayed. But as weather patterns get hotter, drier conditions are expected to persist. Over the next 2 to 3 weeks, rainfall is expected to be at least half the average.
So they destroying everything, man. Everything stems from them is wicked, man. Over 180 some thousand people cannot even have a glass of water that's coming out of their faucet, man. How they gonna, take baths and showers and shit, man? This is him, man. We just don't say this for the hell of it. This man has to be taken out, man. Let me see if I can find that video. Here you go.
Where's the money? The FT estimates the Trump administration has collected more than $13 billion from Venezuelan oil sales this year. But where is it now? America seized control of the country's oil exports in January after capturing dictator Nicolas Maduro and putting his deputy Delcy Rodriguez in power. After the raid, Trump said the revenues will be controlled by me. The White House also said the money would be held in custody by the United States. This in an executive order on safeguarding oil revenues for the American and Venezuelan people, in that order. In the months since, Washington has given diverging accounts of where the money's going. The U.S. Department of Energy says the funds will be dispersed for the benefit of Americans and Venezuelans, part of a scheme to help unleash peace and prosperity across the Western Hemisphere. But Trump has also boasted of making a lot of money from the oil, even claiming the U.S. had recouped the cost of January's military operation 28 times over. And when asked about the FT's estimate, Trump said this.
Where is that money going?
$20 billion from Venezuela. I think even more than that. Now, Venezuela, we paid for that war many times over.
U.S. lawmakers are starting to pressure the administration to explain where the money is gone and what it's doing to prevent corruption. As for Venezuela, its website tracking oil sales has just one entry for $300 million transferred back in March. Oil revenues make up about a quarter of Venezuela's GDP, a vital resource for a struggling economy, picking up the pieces from June's earthquakes. 7 months after the U.S. intervened, there are few signs of an economic recovery, suggesting not all of the money's coming back.
They're not getting any of that money. But you had these so-called American Venezuelans cheering for Esau to go down there and take the resources, man. Liberate the people. And now you see what liberation got them. All the resources pretty much stole, man. And them people they struggling just like you just seen the so-called Puerto Ricans, man. No water. And they just had an earthquake, a couple months ago. So you assume that, you would think, I ain't gonna say assume, you would think that Esau would give them that money back so they could rebuild their infrastructures of their cities, man, of their country. But he acts like he said, man, we paid for that war many times over. So he's not thinking about the people, man. That shows you that Jake is so damn stupid. He worried about Esau benefiting off his back than him getting what he deserves off his own sweat of his brow, man. And this is why the Lord is going to judge Esau the way he's going to judge him, man. Now, we just read the scripture here. Let me read this again. It says, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they have enough? See, that ain't their mindset to get enough. They want to continue to drain these people resources, man, till they have nothing. It says, if grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? See, this going to give you an example of some people would, if you had some grapes, you just took a cluster of grapes and you got enough, you would leave some. Not Esau, man. He takes it all, man. He leaves you nothing. Verse 6, it says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up, man? So the Lord is not letting him get away with it. The Lord is letting him build up his sins, man, for his destruction, man. Let me get this in the NLT. If thieves came at night and robbed you, what a disaster await you. They would not take everything. See, just comparing it to a regular robber, man, they ain't going to take everything. Those who harvest grapes always leave a few for the poor. See, somebody in their right mind would just leave some. Man, I ain't gonna take all the main stuff. I'm gonna leave him something so he can at least have something to eat. He says, those who harvest grapes always leave a few for the poor, but your enemies will wipe you out completely. Every nook and cranny of Edom will be searched and looted. Every treasure will be found and taken. So this is what he's done to everyone, especially Israelites. It's going to be done to him. And he has no clue this is coming to him, man. And that's why we tell our people to understand, man, we're in a time of prophecy, as we've always been. But now we're seeing it crystal clear, man, that you can't deny it. This is happening. This is Psalms 37, verse 12. It says, the wicked plotteth against the just and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. See, we see that Esau's day is coming, man. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow and cast down the poor and needy. And this is what white culture is. And has slain such as be with the upright conversation. See, they'll judge you and you doing what's right, man. You know what I'm saying? And then, you see those Gaddafi. What did he do? He was having his people benefiting off his the oil, going to school for free. Paying for your college if you wanted to go to another country. Free healthcare. Now his country, you have people being sold as slaves, man. Verse 14, it says, the wicked have drawn out the sword, and they have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation. Their swords shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. See, whatever Esau's done is going to come back on him, man. He's not getting away with rape, robbing, and murder the whole globe, man. Verse 16, it says, little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. Riches of many wicked. For the arm of the wicked shall be broken, but Yahweh Hashem Yahushua upholdeth the righteous. So they're finna be broken, man. The Lord is setting them up, man. They've benefited off white supremacy. That's what they benefited off of. And now we see that day is coming to an end, man. Time is running faster than we've ever seen it, man. You get up in the morning, shit, you go out and, go to work, and shit, the day is over with, man. This is Ezekiel 25. In verse 12, it says, thus said Yahweh Hashem Yahushua power, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus say Yahweh Hashem Yahushua power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom and cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword, man. So they're going to fall by the sword, man. And it's going to be the end of what you've known as white culture, man. Because there's no white culture, but the thing is, they think they have something, man. These are just regular Edomites that, they're not saying regular Edomites, but these are the low-level Edomites. But the elite, they think they have culture, man. They think they have a culture, man. That's why they worship everyone's God, man. All these gods of Egypt, all the gods of the Greek, and that's what they will always refer back to. We had a culture in Rome. They never had culture, man. Their culture has always been rape, rob, and murder, man. This is Amos 1 in verse 11. It says, thus say Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishments thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever, man. So this man has to pay for the judgment that he's put on everyone else, man. He's been taking and murdering and raping and robbing everyone for many years, man. And it seems like it's never going to end, but we know for a fact it's going to end, man. Because the Lord is showing you through the Spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, these prophecies are coming off the page, man. This is Isaiah 58 and verse 2. It says, Yet they seek me daily and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness and forsook not the ordinance of their power. They asked of me the ordinance of justice. They take delight in reproaching power. It says, therefore have we fasted. Say they, and thou seest not. Therefore have we afflicted our souls, and thou takest no knowledge. Behold, in the day of your fast ye find pleasure, and exact all your labors. Behold, ye fast and strive. Slakia, I'm at the wrong one. I'm looking for Psalms. I know that was going off, but I was lesson playing. Here you go. Here you go. This is Psalms 58 in verse 2. It says, Yea, in heart ye work wickedness, ye weigh the violence in your hands in the earth. And this is Esau, man. He weighs his violence in the earth, man. This is white culture, man. The wicked are estranged from the womb. See, as soon as they be born, this is their mindset, man. How to destroy, how to deceive, how to conquer. And this is how Esau's always been playing it, man. And this is how we know who the Edomites are, man. Verse 3 again, it says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And that's all he has done, man. And DJT is a prime example of someone being proud and someone speaking lies, man. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. And you can't make somebody understand who these Edomites are, man. Because you got a lot of Jakes think that Esau is a righteous man. Which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely, man. Break their teeth, O power, in their mouth. See, break their teeth, O power, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And that's the Edomites, man. They try to find a way to destroy you everywhere. That's what the scripture tell you. The devil go and roughly paraphrasing it, and go try to devour who he can devour. This is Esau, man. And we don't say this just because we, it's a so-called white man. No, man. This is truth, man. This is history, man. And they stole our culture, man. They claim to be who we are. And the Lord is going to show you who we are very soon, man. It was in Revelations 2:9, Revelation 3:9, man. So I'm in it there, Lord. Widows edifying. Shalom. Shalom.